Welcome to Crust's Bread. Today we're going to learn how to stretch and fold. I'm going to show you 4 different ways to stretch and fold and try them out and see which one works for you and with your schedule, and master the ones that feels easy for you, and then try the other ones and see how your bread also turns out. Maybe one might work better for you. So let's learn how to do it. So first one I'm going to show you is slap and fold. It's just the exact word. We're going to slap this dough and fold it. So this bread, I mixed it an hour ago. So it's been sitting in a room temperature 1 hour. As you can see, the surface is very rough and it's not well mixed. In this hour, it's been autolyzing, all the glutens in the flour being mixed with water and starting to strengthen. So we're going to strengthen this gluten by folding. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the surface. So the other way, if you feel afraid that dough is going to stick to your hand, is always use water to wet your hand and wet the surface a little bit. That way it's not going to stick to the surface in your hand and you will be able to work well. Eventually, when we start working, gluten will develop. Okay, so we're going to start picking up. Slap, fold. Slap and fold. And a few times. And until you notice that the gluten starting to break, maybe about 10, 15 times. When I'm slapping, I kind of like pulling a little bit and then folding over.
You're making the dough stick to the counter a little bit, kind of letting the counter.
Yeah, so it's not too much water in here. That way it can, drag on the surface a little bit, so it helps with the stretching. When I pull it from the side, it's going to look like this, slap and fold it. If it's a high hydration, it's going to be even more time you need to slap and fold. Since it's a little bit stiff dough, so it's not gonna be too long of a work. So once you've done that, then you kind of make it round.
Okay, just dip your fingers in the water again.
So because it's starting to stick, so that's why I just use it. Instead of flour, use water to non-stick. So this is done. I'm going to let it rest another hour and we'll repeat the process. You can do this if your time allows. You can do this every 30 minutes for 4 times. Okay, we'll come back. For this video, I made 4 different batches. So batch number 2, we're going to learn how to stretch and fold. So stretch and fold, the water is very nice. That dough is not going to stick to our hand. It's just like that, stretch and fold. So you can see it's a little rough surface. We're going to wet our hand and then you're going to stretch from one corner and fold. And we're going to keep circling. Stretch and fold. Stretch until it can, far as it can go. You cannot stretch too much to break the gluten strands. Stretch and fold. So it's coming together because it's been sitting 1 hour, autolyzing. Gluten is getting stronger. Keep circling until we create a cute little ball. Stretch and fold. Now it's, as you can see, in the beginning it was stretching far, but now it's barely stretching. So that's a stretch and fold technique. Okay. We're gonna repeat. You can repeat this again every 30 minutes or every hour. I would at least give it 2 nice stretch. What does it do is make our gluten stronger, more or less elastic, so it can stretch far, because during the process of fermentation, gluten eats those flours and water and then creates gas, bubbles. When our gluten is strong, it hold all those air, the bubbles, and then breadcrumb's gonna be airy and crust gonna be crispy and beautiful color. That's why we're doing this. Okay, so that's technique number 2. I'm gonna wash my hand real quick. All right, so let's do the next one. Is lamination fold. So for this one, we need a flat surface. I'm gonna wet the surface a little bit so it's not gonna stick to the surface. The first one, not gonna stretch too far because it's been just mixed and just softening. Take it out. Let's wet our hand again. Okay, we're gonna start stretching. As you can notice, the surface is rough. We're just gonna very gentle stretch from all sides. Like that. If it allows, you can put your hand underneath, stretch the middle part a little bit, likewise. It doesn't have to be too thin. This is one loaf of bread, so it should be good. Then we're gonna fold it from all sides. Let's see that. And then just keep folding it. That. And then now we're gonna make ball shape a few times. That should be good. So we're gonna let it rise another hour. Last one I have. Wash my hand real quick.
You're washing your hands because you don't want the dough to stick to your hands too much?
Yeah. Because I've been touching the dough, there's a little bit of gluten in my hand. When I touch the dough, it's gonna start sticking, yeah. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna do coil fold. We're gonna just use the weight of this dough. We're gonna just separate from the side a little bit. You can use your scraper. You can spray water on your scraper. 2 hands we need. Since this bowl container is high, I'm gonna stand on my stool here. I'm short. Okay, so if it was a bowl, maybe much easier. So we're gonna lift it up from the both side. Okay, I'm gonna show, okay, you can show from the side way. So we're gonna lift it up and let it stretch. And then we're gonna just fold it. Okay, and then we're gonna do it from the side. Just turn it and do from the other side. Just let it hang. Gravity work on this one. And then just fold it. Okay, and come back from other side. But we don't want to break the gluten strand, so keep that in mind.
So
Okay, I think
down.
it's, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then you're turning the bowl. Okay.
Yeah, turning the bowl and folding.
Always 90 degrees.
So, so this is about ready. You can see the surface is getting nice and smooth. Because it's the first one, it's not stretching too much, so we're going to leave it that way. We're going to let it rise another hour.
Okay.
Okay. We'll come back with the second round, an hour. Okay, we are back after 1 hour for the second stretch. So if you remember, first one was slap and stretch. And you can notice that this has been fermenting a little bit, so it's a little softer than before. There's a little bit of air. Okay, so we're going to do the second round. I'll bring it to the surface. In this one, we're gonna need, okay, so we're gonna wet our hand a little bit and then pick it up and start slap and fold. And now you can notice that this is more stretchable, more elastic than before. The surface is nice. And there's definitely a gluten forming. So this nice gluten formed, so that's why it's not stretching too much. But to get an idea, you drag it and fold it. Drag it, but kind of pull it in a way that it doesn't go beyond its stretching. We don't want to break the glutens. So as you can see, it's starting to break, so I'm going to stop right here. Just do
what do you mean
round
it's starting
shape.
To break?
So you can see that the gluten is breaking on the surface a little bit.
Okay.
So at this point, I decided to stop. And we're going to pick it up, put it in a container for the bulk fermentation. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Here. The next one is stretch and fold. So this being very, because this room is a little cold today, kind of very minimal rise. Are we going to continue? So
as long as it's been an hour, don't worry about whether it's rising or not.
Yeah,
just do your
so
stretching.
Just, There you go. It's a nice stretch. It's stretching a little bit more than before. See, a little bit stretchier. Elasticy. Wet your hanger is the best thing. But at this point, it's not going to be too sticky. You might can just work with your hand that without sticking to your fingers. I'm not using water in this part, and then it's not sticking to my hand. And just keep folding it. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. Stretch and fold. Okay, this is coming nice ball shape on its own. As you can see, it's pulling from the side of the bowl very nicely. And I can feel the resistance. Yeah. So at this point, I would say this is good. Once you're done, for me, this is what I do. Since it's kind of separates from the side, and this is the bottom side, so I would turn it over. I just want to see the dome shape this way, and I kind of like tuck it in.
Oh, so it's more obvious when it's rising.
Yeah, instead of like spreading and separating.
Flattening.
So I like to turn it over. Yep, So this is another way. Next, we're going to do the lamination method. Let me put this away. For that, we need a surface to work. This is the lamination method. As you can see, it's been nicely rising with bubbles. And then kind of getting into dome shape. Okay, so we need our surface to get wet. And then take this out. Okay, and starting to pull. Just up until how far I can stretch. Try not to break the gluten that formed. From the first stretch and fold, it's kind of very easy to work with. I don't need to use much water for this one. And it's stretching very nicely. This part is kind of satisfactory for me because you can stretch and it just keeps stretching. And it makes me so happy, all this gluten that's gonna trap all the air. And my bread's gonna be nice and airy and fluffy. So that's why it makes me so happy. And you can certainly do some window pane testing. It's that very thin area the light can go through, so you can almost see my fingers. There we go. Okay, at this point I'm gonna fold it.
Wow.
It's nice thin sheet. Fold it, and then just close it and drag it, but try not to get too much air out. Again, scoop it up. There we go, let it rise. The last one we're gonna have is coil fold. You may notice some activity going on, that it was down here, now it's going up. I don't know if you can see, really it's not much about doming, but you still can see a little bit there. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of separate from the side a little bit. And for this one, I need my stool again. And I'm gonna wet my hand. And I'm gonna grab it and stretch it. It's kind of softer now. As you can see, it's stretching very nicely. And then just folds like that, folds on its own. Then you turn the container 90 degrees, we grab from the other side. Because I'm touching the inner part, that's why it's a little bit sticky. For this one, surely you need to have some water in your hand. Some people just don't like to have a dough in their hands.
Yeah, I'm one of those people.
Yeah, it kind of makes them,
kind of thing.
yes, makes them kind of
very nervous. Like there's something wrong. That's how it feels like.
Yeah, so that way, use a little bit generous, or you can try the other methods that doesn't stick to your hand. So at this point, I think I'm gonna call it almost done. Make it just nice ball shape.
So I can see why somebody would use this if they don't have any countertop space.
This is very nice. If you don't have the other one, is just fold and stretch. Can be stretch and fold, or this one if you don't have a counter space, right?
Maybe use like a bigger, like a flatter bowl.
Yeah, the flatter bowl, or even glass baking pans will work best for this technique. Okay, that's how all the different stretching method looks like. Try some of them and see which one works best for you. And also make sure pay attention to the bread that comes, how much sprung it gives in the oven. And the bulk fermentation is a very important part that you have to be very patient until it doubles in size. Then it's ready to be shaped. Follow the recipe on the video that I made, step-by-step sourdough bread. And also there's another video how to shape it and score it. You can watch those videos. Has a detailed information how to shape it. And happy baking!